Yo, so I was gonna wait till I finish up this little workout. So I'm down in Myrtle Beach. I'm at my aunt's, and a lot of my aunts and uncles live down here. Cool little spot. You get to walk around the little lake, and stuff has been bothering me. And when I'm around my aunts and uncles, and maybe just older people in general, I feel that they are so trustworthy of leadership figures. And whether that's the pastor at church, whether that's their primary care doctor, whether that's a politician, they're just so conditioned in a lot of ways to believe whatever those professionals say without understanding the whole concept behind it. Whereas everybody's trying to sell you something. Everybody's asking for something in return, so therefore they're going to tell you something that's in their best interest to receive what they want to receive. So we had a conversation at dinner yesterday, and hold on, I'm getting my squats in while I'm doing this. So we had a conversation at dinner yesterday, and everybody's going around the table talking about the pills that they take for their prostate, for their diabetes, for whatever else, their heart, whatever else. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, hold up. Y'all take all this medicine and eat bullshit. Eating all these pork sausages, eating all this sugar, all this salt, eating all this stuff that you know is just terrible for you. And your doctors never tell you to stop eating that. They never tell you to make sure that you're working out, but they'll tell you, oh, take this prescription, take it every day. Matter of fact, here's 10 more to take. Take one in the morning, take one at night, and you'll be good. But in actuality, if people just took more vitamins and minerals, natural supplements, ate more vegetables, ate more fruits, didn't eat as much creamy, greasy, nasty pus and all this other stuff, then we wouldn't need to take any of that medicine. So for me, I missed a poll. I'm doing a workout every poll. So for me, it's so frustrating sitting at the table where it's like, here you got your loved ones and they can't even understand it. And what's even worse is you'll say it to them and they'll be like, oh yeah, you're right. Doctors will tell you anything. And I'm like, yo, but you don't adjust your lifestyle based on that. You don't adjust your lifestyle. Then if we look at, all right, let's take it back to like the late 80s, I feel like early 90s. It's remember Dr. Doolittle when he was like faking, like he was like Richard Simmons doing all like the workout and stuff, aerobic. And remember when that used to be a big thing? It was Richard Simmons, Tybo, and then they had all the Jenny Craig and everything else like that. And they're selling you a product because they're like, hold on. In America, based on the lifestyles that we live, our culture of eating and not working out, we are obese, terribly out of shape, and let's sell products that can get people in shape. But what they realized was that Americans, we are too lazy for them to make money off of us by selling us health, selling us wellness, selling us things that are going to allow us to take our own health and wellness into our own hands and therefore do better. So, back to these squats. So what ends up happening is they're like, shit, I can't sell you on these type of products because you're too lazy and you don't care if you're fat and out of shape and unhealthy. You don't care. Matter of fact, you look at the culture now we just accept it as if, oh, you're body shaming if you're talking about somebody who's this amount of weight. Everybody should just be happy. No, the fuck, everybody should not just be happy because you're unhealthy. And the only people that are telling you that stuff are either people who are healthy or her people who just have accepted the fact that they're lazy, don't want to do anything, or they just make a lot of money off of you. They make a lot of money off of you being unhealthy. And there's a lot of money to be made off of people being sick, because when we talk about healthcare, we've said it before. I always talk about it with I'm not sure if I put it up with the convo that I was having with my guy, Dr. Pete the Noble, and Pete and I always talk about it. It's not healthcare, it's sick care. If it was healthcare, then it would be more proactive. If it was healthcare, then when the whole 2020 thing, I don't want to mention it, happened, then instead of everybody pushing to put a shot in you, they would be saying, hey, make sure you're taking your elderberry. Make sure you're taking your zinc. Make sure you're taking your sea moss. Make sure you're getting your vitamin D. Making sure that you're getting all your natural supplements in to build up your immunity system. So therefore, this particular thing that's going around will not affect you as much as it will someone else, or much as it will if you're not healthy and if you have a weak immune system. And if you look at it, it's almost as if, so let's go back to the fitness in the 90s when I was talking about. So they had it set up one type of way, and then they said, you know what, fuck that. These lazy people, we can't make no money off of them like that. Let's figure out a new way. And they came up with capital M, mental, capital H, health. Now, I say capital because there's a difference between someone's actual lower, mental health and then someone's mental health. It's almost like there's a difference between me saying, yeah, as a black man, my life, Black Lives Matter, than the actual group, Black Lives Matter. You get it? And if you're not familiar with that, then that's a whole nother conversation that we got to have. But just to be clear, I believe Black Lives Matter. I can't stand the group Black Lives Matter. So that's the difference. So let's get back to, I don't want to get too far out of hand. So when we talk about mental health, they figured out, and I'll give you an example. I've never met anybody. They came up with this ADD and then it was ADHD. I've never met anybody who went to go get tested to see if they had ADHD or ADD and they weren't prescribed with it. It's like, hey, do you lose focus when something exciting happens? Well, we all do. It was like, it literally was questions like that to the point where it's like, yo, I guess everybody's ADHD, right? Everybody has ADD moments, but they put you in a box to set you up with certain questions to where everybody has to now be ADHD. And now what happens? They prescribe you medicine. It's a business. All of this is a business. So therefore, the pharmaceutical companies, they make more money. Everybody's happy, right? You get to quote unquote focus, right? And then you go into special ed classes, you get classified, and then they make more money off of you because school systems get more money, not only from, we think that special ed is just like the low end, that it's also the high. So they get more money for people in high honors and honors, but they also get more money for special ed. That was my last understanding of it. And because there's more resources that need to go into those type of children. So let's get back, because I'm getting out of it. And I want to keep my foot on these people's necks. And so what ends up happening is they created capital M, capital H health, because they realized like, hey, this is something that like people, we're not motivated just because we're sick, where it's like, oh, you're obese, you're out of shape, you're unhealthy. So I'm motivated or inspired to want to solve that. We don't work like that. Where we work, we want an easy answer. We want that microwave approach, something that's easy, something that's not going to require a lot of work. So therefore, they figured that out and they said, you know what? Let's create this capital M, capital H mental health, because people don't even have to be sick. All we have to do is convince them that they're sick, right? And not to say, obviously, there's real mental health disorders, but where people have taken it, it's to the point where, in my opinion, it's just a money grab. Now, I'm not saying everybody who stands up for mental health is a money grab, but I'm saying overall, the people that are making the most money, the pharmaceutical companies and the people in power that are making the most money from us being unhealthy, these are the people. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, damn, like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but it is what it is. So the people that are making the most money from it, they're going to be the ones that are promoting and branding and marketing their product. It's a business. Now, I don't get mad at, McDonald's for advertising their food to people, because people know it's unhealthy. I know it's unhealthy. Tastes amazing. It does, but it's unhealthy. If you choose to eat it, then that's on you. I don't get mad at them to a certain degree. And I probably wouldn't get mad at the pharmaceutical companies either, but now you're playing with the vulnerability of people and their health, and you're convincing people, you're doing such a good marketing job of convincing people that they need help in a particular area, that you're destroying them. Let me get back to these squats. So when you're doing such great marketing and you come out with stuff, and they've even now filtered the mental health stuff into where you, take this medicine, take this medicine. They've now even implemented that into, let's say, like the health issues that you can't really tell yourself, where it's like, oh, now everybody's pre-diabetic. Where they, what's pre-diabetic? I was having a conversation with family, and my dad, he was saying like, yeah, that's bullshit, because they told my mom she's pre-diabetic, healthy, works out, all this stuff. And when they were telling her, it's like pre-diabetic is like, oh, you're not diabetic. And they lowered the number so they can capture more people for who is pre-diabetic. You get what I'm saying? So what used to be pre-diabetic, they now lowered the number so they can pretty much have a bigger net to capture more people, so that way they can get more medicine, or get more prescriptions out. So my dad was like, yeah, pre-diabetic. That's like saying somebody pre-death, you pre-dying. Well, we all dying, right? But we're not dead. So therefore, you know, when you scare people and say they're pre-diabetic, it's some shady shit. It's some shady shit. Let's keep it real. And this is what we've allowed to happen. This was supposed to be a short video, and I was going to elaborate it on the podcast that I'm going to do. But shit, I don't even know if there's a need to keep going on it just myself. Maybe I'll bring somebody else on to give their opinions. But we got to stop getting suckered in to marketing and to business. We got to be a little bit more savvy to understand that people are selling us products. Whether it's professional people, whether it's politicians, whether it's pastors, whether it's doctors, whether it's anybody, everybody is convincing you of something. You go to school, a teacher's convincing you, hey, do this math problem this way. Or I'm trying to convince you of this history that we're pushing. Whatever it is, I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong when it comes to a teacher. I'm just giving an example that everybody is trying to influence somebody with information. It's just how the world we live in goes. So we have to be very protective and question everything. We have to question everything, because it's almost, it goes back to, I hate even talking about this, but the slavery. You know, I don't like talking about the physical slavery, because the mental slavery is so much worse and it's done so much more damage than to what any physical type of bondage can do. And it's, we're actually seeing the results of it right now, because we are probably now more mentally enslaved than we've ever been. And that's why our culture is trash, and that's why we're sliding down and crashing fast, and we'll probably be extinct soon. Just is what it is. Just look at the numbers. Look at the direction that we're moving in. If we don't, take a stand. But, a lot of times it's just like anything else. When you talk to somebody that's addicted to anything, you have to crash. You have to hit rock bottom before you can bounce back. I would have thought that we hit our rock bottom. Clearly we haven't. Clearly we feel that we can dig a little deeper. But it is what it is. So I'm just going to leave y'all with that. Stop getting finessed. Stop letting these people lie to you. And stop choosing the easier, the answer, not that's easier, but the one that requires less work, rather than the one that's going to keep you healthy and keep you around with your loved ones. All right. I'll see y'all later, man. Ooh.